Welcome to Fat Over 40. My name's Miles, and in this episode I'm going to show you how to make homemade butternut squash soup. Now, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. There's a new film every single Friday, and if you like what you hear, please give us a thumbs up. Now, I don't want to take up too much time in this video, so I've listed all of the utensils you're going to need and all of the ingredients and all the relevant information down below, so please check that out. So let's just get straight into it. First of all, you've got to prep all your veg. You know, you've got to peel your carrots and your sweet potato. But onions, they're tricky little buggers. You know, they are going to make you cry. But if you keep the end on, that'll hold most of the oil in there and hopefully won't make you cry as much. And it also gives a little bit of integrity to stuff as you're chopping it up. Integrity, that's a funny word. Holds it all together, yeah? Butternut squash, they're really big and their skin's really hard. So the best thing to do with these is to break them down, cut them up into chunks, and use a little small knife. So scoop out the seeds from the bulbous end, cut the rest of it up into manageable chunks, and use a really sharp, small knife to take the skin off. Now, cut all your veg up into manageable squares. Manageable. Just cut them up into chunks. They don't need to be exactly the same size, but they're sort of, as long as they're evenly sized, they're all going to take the same amount of time to cook. So once you've prepped all that, then you're ready to get on with the cooking of the soup. So coconut oil, get that into the pan, cover the bottom of the pan with oil. You can use other oils, but coconut oil is better for you. Put your onions in first, keep stirring. You don't want this to stick to the bottom of the pan. You're not trying to brown them, you're just trying to make them go translucent or see-through. So cook them out for a couple of minutes until they've gone translucent, and then you're ready to add the rest of your veg. So chuck all your sweet potato, carrots and your butternut squash into the pan and stir it through. Stir it through to make sure it doesn't stick. You can bring the temperature of the stove down slightly, and you want to leave that cook through for about 5 to 7 minutes. All right, you're not trying to brown it, you're just trying to sort of bring the flavours of the veg out. Once you've done that, then you need to add your stock, depending on the size of the container, the saucepan you're using. All you need to do is make sure that you've covered your vegetables with all of your stock. I'm using vegetable stock, you can use chicken stock, but by using vegetable stock, it means that it's still a vegetarian option. Now, bring that to the boil and then turn it down and let it simmer for about 45 minutes to an hour. You need to sort of keep stirring it intermittently, and when it's all soft, then you're ready to whiz it up. Now, I like to save on washing up, so I'm using a hand blender actually in the pot that I cooked it in, or you can decant it into a Magimix or a blender. The idea being is that you whiz it all up. Once you whizzed it up, you can add your fresh ginger, so slice up a big sort of root of ginger and chuck that in. If you like it really gingery, then add as much as you like. If you're like me and don't like it too much, then you know, do it to taste. Now, you finish this off with single cream. Again, one little tub to this whole pot. That's all I'm putting in, but let me tell you, it does make a difference. You can leave it out, but it does not make a difference to the taste. So pour this in, stir it through, bring it up to the boil, and that's your soup done. Let it cool. Now, once it's cooled, you can either serve it straight away. Once it's cooled, you can either serve it straight away when it's hot, or you can let it cool and then you can store it in the fridge or in the freezer. It'll last a couple of days in the fridge, but for me, this is a great one to freeze. My wife loves having this for lunch, and it's so easy. So I put it into portion it out into individual freezer bags, stick it in the freezer, and then I can just take a bag out at a time. I don't even have to wait to defrost this, you know. You can just defrost it in the pan. As long as you heat it through and make sure it's boiling, it'll absolutely be fine. So there we go. I hope you like it, and literally like it and like eating it. It's a very, very tasty soup. So if you make one thing this week, make that butternut squash soup. Why did I say it like that? If you make one thing this week, make some butternut squash soup so you don't die fat.